Clothes and getting my summer stuff ready and trying to continue to be healthy. But then I got to keep dealing with this idiot and doing this foolishness. Do not go in my mother's room. Do not go in my mother's room. Do not go in my mother's room. Do not go in there. Don't go in my mother's room. Do not go in my mother's room. My mother just died last year, okay? And you bringing strangers all in here, Jalen Rose, to walk to your mother's house that you love so much, that you trying to sell her house a year after she passed while your sister's still living here in it. And you had the audacity to call me a squatter when I took care of our mother and our grandmother in this house. You got a lot of nerve, Jalen Rose. You got a lot of nerve. And I hope the whole world see how much nerve you got now and how fake and phony you been talking about how much love you got to your mother and your family. Mighty funny. The man with the mic ain't got nothing to say today. Ain't that strange? Ain't that strange? How you gonna sell a house somebody live in and been living in for the last 3 years and not communicate? This what this guy is on.
Honestly, I'm just loving it. Black men are learning how to engage with our women, despite what they might have you believe. We are learning how to navigate them. They're so redundant. They're so stagnant, behaviorally speaking and whatnot. It's become second nature to shut them down without a word. And that's what you saw in this clip. Jalen Rose didn't engage. He didn't acknowledge her. He went about his business. He was putting the ball in her court. She would literally have to uh, interfere with what he was doing. And the real estate agent that was in his company, they were making an assessment of the house. He's selling the house his mother lived in and his grandmother. They both have passed away peacefully. He took care of their needs while they were alive. They were both elderly women, obviously. And I think his grandmother lived to be like 100 or so. You know, that's a good long life. And he was a dutiful son. He took care of his mother and her mother before her. And he has no apparent relationship, amicable relationship with his older sister, as you saw in the clip. She was the caregiver for like 2 years of their life, 2 to 3 years. So maybe she was there continuously, I don't know, but she feels like some kind of leech, and she tried to play the victim role. Yeah, she tried to play the victim role. I hate that. You know, it's unique in our community, in our ethnic community, that a lot of black women can play the victim role while being an antagonist. She was trying to get him emotionally compromised so that he would do something so that she could garner even more sympathy. But that whole playbook is starting to, be thrown right out the window. People are just waking up to it. And, I could like to call it the Kevin Samuels paradox and whatnot. Once he had passed away, you saw legions of black women online celebrating his death and everything, and just, going forward with it, just taking it to levels unheard of, that it even reached mainstream media for a minute. And they still do it now. They're still eating off his corpse now or whatnot. And it hurts me to look at this, and I've seen a couple other clips of men dealing with women in this manner, or just shutting them down without a word. That's the way to go. Do not engage. Do not get emotionally compromised. Take a look at her statically. Do not look at her with your heart. Look at her with your eyes. Believe what you see in front of you. Believe what she tells you. She's letting you know who she is. She's a parasite. She was leeching off him and his mother and his grandmother. I don't know if she actually had a job or anything while she was caregiving. I don't know if he was paying her a stipend, but she didn't obviously stack her paper or nothing. And they don't have an amicable relationship where they could converse with each other like, fully rational grown adults, well-adjusted grown adults. That's out the window. I felt a bit of emotion. I felt very sad that she embarrassed the family. She embarrassed her parents by behaving this way in front of a stranger in the world, because she made a video. And I guess she thought she was going to shame him into bending the knee And that wasn't happening. She didn't understand who she was dealing with. This man is very wealthy. He's been through a bunch of things. He's lost his mother and grandmother and had a divorce from a raging feminist narcissist, who then started dating one of his coworkers, allegedly. I don't know if that's true or not. The woman is infinitely unlikable, and this woman who's related to him by blood, nothing else, as well. They didn't have any kind of relationship. You can tell. There's no emotion on his face. I'm pretty sure he's reached out to her to tell her what his plans were for the home, but she ignored it. She thought if she sat there was nothing he could do. A lot of them have this weird. I hate calling it entitlement. Whatever they think is just set in stone. It's just ridiculous. It's a mental illness. It needs to be dealt with and whatnot. The only way I can think of to deal with it is to spread out, to be like water. To be a stone in the water sometimes when they're washing over you. Their attack is emotion based. You have to combat that with logic. And that's what he did. Just without a word, without one word, he delivered one message. And that message was, winter is coming, bitch.